Hi there, everyone. Welcome to week 2 of our hybrid class. First of all, I just want to note that we will have the computer lab, the small room, on Monday, this coming Monday, the 8th, from 1 to 3. However, it is optional. If you want extra support with your writing and your online work, I will be there to guide you and help you get on track with that if you'd like. However, this is not mandatory. On Wednesday, we'll be meeting in our classroom, A120, at 1 p.m., and following that week, we'll only be meeting on Wednesdays. So, what should you do every Wednesday? You should check the checklist to see what the homework is for the week. So I'll always have a checklist, a written checklist, and I'll follow that up with a video checklist for you. So let's take a look at this. So the first thing you have to do is to read the introduction and chapters 1 and 2 of Omnivore's Dilemma and mark them up. Annotate, just like we talked about last week, like I talked about in my video. Make lots of notes. You can do that on Post-its. You can use a highlighter. You can write in your book. But these notes are going to help prepare you for your discussion and for your writing. You're going to have your summary response due next Wednesday just for chapters 1 and 2. You do not need to write a summary response for your introduction. Remember, your summary response should be written in this document, which is living in your folder. So by next week, you will have one for Health Toll, for Chapter 1, for Chapter 2. If you're a little bit confused about what a good summary looks like, I've posted an example summary. It's on the Moodle. You can check out this example. I also posted the qualities of a good summary. So if you need to be reminded of why we summarize and what a good summary entails, here are the criteria for that. You all did very well on your summary today in class, by the way. So, we also are going to have a discussion forum for chapters 1 and 2. And you can see this discussion forum. It's right underneath the first one. Maybe I'll put a number 2 there. Number 1 was from Monday. Number 2 is going to be due next week. Before you do that, though, take a look at this handout, How to Summarize, Paraphrase, and Quote. And this is going to show you the format for paraphrasing and doing direct quotations. Here on the side, I show you how to integrate the page number and the author's name. So please look at these notes here. You can use these templates, these words here for your paraphrases, and watch this YouTube video as well. This YouTube video will kind of describe the differences between quoting, paraphrasing, and summarizing. And then you can use these models here to do your direct quote. Because in the forum, you're going to find one quote, paraphrase the quote, and ask a question, just like we did on Monday. But this time it's with Michael Pollan. Again, read this note I wrote here on the right very carefully, because this is talking about how to integrate the author's name and page number with the correct punctuation and formatting. So read these things very carefully and then practice that in the forum. You can also practice using these templates here at the bottom. As you can see, Hang and Monica already wrote sentences. If you post your sentence here, I will correct it, and you can use this in the seminar next week when we start discussing. So after you read this handout, how to summarize, paraphrase, and quote in a discussion, go to our forum, and just like last week, you're going to post your direct quote, your paraphrase, and your question. I've included all of the things we came up with in class about what makes a good question, and remember that your post should be unique, thoughtful, and should keep the conversation going. You don't want to just say, I agree, I disagree, that's cool. You want it to really keep the conversation moving. You can also use ideas that you come up with in this forum next week. So let it serve as practice for our 30-minute discussion in the Socratic seminar. So let's go back. Speaking of the Socratic seminar, you're going to want to prepare for that. And the way you want to prepare is, again, by marking up your book and finding some meaningful quotes and coming up with questions about those quotes. So I think annotating your book, so the summary and the response will really prepare you. Also, you can read this, How to Join an Academic Conversation. And we talked about this a little bit in class today, but this just gives you some guidelines on how to discuss. We mentioned these things, right? You link your comments to something that's already been said, limit yourself to one point, practice active listening, refer to the reading using paragraph numbers or page numbers, frame your questions and comments with a statement. So I give you examples here. Take a look at these carefully. And then I give you some language cues that you can use. These are all formal in the discussion next week. So here's how you disagree, how you agree, somewhat agree, you want to change the subject, politely. Doris mentioned that today. You don't understand what the author is speaking, how you can ask for clarification. And again, you can practice. Hang is on top of it this week. Practice with the templates, and I will give you feedback so that you can feel confident speaking these sentences next week in our Socratic seminar. Speaking of the Socratic seminar, I've also posted a couple of videos of what it looks like and what you can expect. So it's right here, Socratic seminar, February 10th. If you click these links, you'll see different videos of what it looks like. They're all variations, so they don't look exactly the same. But this just talks about the rules and some example questions you can ask and how to prepare. And here's the rubric. Everybody will be getting a copy of this paper. And remember, I mentioned that the outer circle will be grading the inner circle. So these are the criteria. You're going to be graded on your analysis and reasoning, your discussion skills, and your civility. So take a look at this, and we'll also be discussing this before we start the seminar in class. So I just have a few more comments. I have posted chapters 1 and 2 of Omnivore's Dilemma. I had to use my cell phone to take a picture of the pages, but I put it into a slideshow for you. And I'm sorry, hopefully you can print this out so you can annotate it and refer to the page numbers. Anywho, it goes in order, and you have chapters 1 and 2 completely. So use this if you haven't gotten the book yet. Hopefully you'll have the book by next Wednesday and you can just bring that in. And lastly, here I told you guys that on Monday I'm going to be available to you for an hour online, and I set up a Google survey, so just click on here and I'd like for you to give me your feedback on when the best time would be for me to be online for you. So just click one, press submit, and then I will get a general consensus of what time will be the best time to meet you online. I'll be on Google Chat so that you can log on and we can have a discussion or can give you feedback, whatever you need during that time. Okay, so I think that about sums it up for week 2. Please have your post your discussion as soon as you can, your discussion questions. No later than Monday because you need to give your classmates time to respond by Wednesday. Also, I will be grading your summary responses this weekend, so take a look at that. And I'm giving you either 100%, 50%, 0, and a couple of comments. I'll give you a lot more feedback on your essays, your actual essays. And I'm gonna talk about our first essay probably next week. Discussion's very important. Make sure you do one post and respond to 2 others. That's a big part of your grade. And next week, I will be handing out your end grade slips so that you can register for our class and keep track of your grade throughout the semester. So if you guys have any questions at all about the homework, email me, come to my office hours, and I will see some of you on Monday in F170 from 1 to 3 if you want. Otherwise, I'll see you on Wednesday at 1. Take care. See you soon.